Well, we got through that one. That was an ugly win, but they got it done. Got some question marks. You guys have heard me say before, the way things go now, the way teams practice, the first 3 games of the season is the real preseason. For the starters, A.J. Brown was almost not there. I got to look at the tape. Was he not getting open, or was Dallas doing a good job double teaming him and keeping him out of the offense? Because it looked like Dallas was going to leave it like, hey, make somebody else beat us. They did a decent enough job on Saquon Barkley. We had a couple of good runs. He slipped through a couple of times, but for the most part, Dallas did a decent job containing the run. Will Shipley had a couple runs. A.J. Dillon had a couple of good runs, but nothing big. I think our longest run, 20 yards from Will Shipley. That was our longest run of the night, which is pretty good. Jalen Hurts ended up with 62 yards on 14 attempts. Saquon Barkley, 18 attempts for 60. Will Shipley, 3 for 26. And A.J. Dillon, 3 for 10. Jalen Hurts had 2 touchdowns, and Barkley had 1, all on the ground. We figured out a way to get it done. It was not the prettiest thing in the world. The situation before the game with Jalen Carter, a lot of people are saying that he's probably going to be suspended. I don't know, but what I will say is this. The NFL Competition Committee and what they do with these rules, they are taking a very active approach in trying to get things like this out of the game. The taunting, the standing over people, that's why Nolan Smith got that penalty. They are actively trying to get that type of stuff out of the game, and they may use Jalen Carter as an example. And that's the worst example, because what makes it worse is you're on prime time. Everybody's watching. There are no other games on Thursday night. You are the league opener. And before the game even starts, before you take one snap from scrimmage, one of the biggest stars on defense is kicked out of the game on national TV. Could he be suspended? Absolutely. I can very well see the NFL trying to make an example out of him. Just to put the message out there, we're not going to go for this. Will Dak Prescott get some type of fine? I think he may get fined for his, instigation. And I don't know how far they're going to take that. He's complicit in this as well. He's not innocent. It all depends on what the NFL wants to do. Is John Runyon going to be sending everybody a couple of bills? Most likely. Tyler Guyton is another one. He clubbed one of the Eagles defensive players on a play, clubbed him hard, hit him dead in the helmet. Like he swung him out to try to find that play so I can show it. He'll definitely get a fine for that. So it wasn't a clean game. And like I said, the NFL is going out of its way to use these as examples of what they do not want in the game. So Jalen Carter, he apologized and all that kind of stuff, but he gonna get what he get. Spitting on somebody is the nastiest thing that you can do. I always remember that situation with Bill Romanowski back in the day. We didn't have the rules and stuff in place like we do now. That was nasty. It was on national TV in 4K. As for the game, the defense stepped up in the second half. I think the whole defensive scheme got messed up by Carter not being in the game. Ojomo was you didn't see much of him during the night. I'm sure he played well. I got to watch the film. A lot of the success is based on that man being in the middle. I think Dak Prescott said in one of his post-game interviews was that the whole game plan was figuring out what they were going to do and how they were going to block Jalen Carter. Now that you take that piece off the board, and they pretty much ran up the gut a few times. Adoree Jackson, no. Good thing we got out of that with a win, and he didn't cost us that victory because he was not good. Film don't lie. I'm going to go over some film and watch that. I'm always going to watch the running game on film, and I'm going to look at a little bit Adoree Jackson because there were some plays that I saw, and I was like, this ain't going to work. This is not going to work. In my opinion, we would have been better off with Kelee Ringo in there. Kelee Ringo would not have done any worse. Let me be honest with you. So I think Vic Fangio's got some decisions to make, and I think he'll make them. Jacorian Bennett needs to be in there. Sidney Brown's hurt already. Andrew Mukuba is going to be our safety. That second cornerback position is key. We got to get that together. Dallas Cowboys win Adoree Jackson all night. He had a couple pass breakups, but for the most part, if CeeDee Lamb catches those passes, obviously we have a different conversation. I don't think Adoree Jackson, he's not it. They gotta come up with a better solution than that. He is not working. Offense, we'll figure out what's going on the offense because expect everybody that we play going forward to look at what the Cowboys did against A.J. Brown to limit him on the field. Jalen Hurts finally got the ball to A.J. Brown almost at the end of the game to get that first down when he passed up Devontae Smith, who was wide open, who could have got the first down and moved the ball down the field even more. So yes, A.J. Brown was open, but I think Devontae Smith was the easier play. But it is what it is, and we'll move on to the next one. We got this one. We got away with this one. Came out with the win. The Eagles kept the Dallas Cowboys in the game with all the stupid penalties. We got to clean that up, but that's what you get when your starters don't play in preseason. This is the preseason. So we got one out of the way. We got the dub, and we got to get ready for the next one.